Well, what a nice crowd, and on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, it's in the snow, but it's beautiful. Thank you, Jim, and the Republican Liberty Alliance Caucus for affording us this opportunity. And thank you, Governor Johnson, for all that you're doing. I guess I can't step away from this, huh? At any rate. My name is Karen Testerman, and I want to talk to you about freedom. The freedom to succeed and the freedom to fail. The freedom to choose how and where your children will be educated. The freedom to choose what kind of health care you want and who's going to provide that health care. The freedom to speak, to think, and to worship. The freedom that is embodied in our state motto, to live free or die. You know, the theft of freedoms often begin in small increments. And for example, when government talks to you about the safety of your children and then passes laws that dictate to you when and how you should put on safety devices, you are being robbed of your inherent responsibility and right to oversee your children. And furthermore, you're losing your freedom to be able to determine how you are going to parent. When the state robs you of your responsibility to govern yourselves through taxation and distributes those tax dollars to provide for the welfare of others, we're not living in a republic anymore. The greatest asset to the economy of the state is its people. When people are allowed to decide for themselves what causes and where they think that they believe that their money should be spent, and they are free to do so, they are operating under a republic, not a dictatorship. We should not be forced to allow government to be our nanny that tramples on our freedoms and demands forced dependency. You know, Thomas Jefferson said freedom is having choices. And when the government takes your money through taxes, your choices are limited and you are losing your freedoms. The same principles apply to our businesses. The corporate tax index that Jack Kimball mentioned is put out by the Tax Foundation. It is a major influence in the movement of industry to a state. It is also the most relevant tax that foreign investors investigate when they decide where to invest their money. Do you know where New Hampshire is? We're dead bottom. I'm sorry. When we continue to burden our businesses with high taxes, we are discouraging investors and industry from moving into New Hampshire. We're also, with our burdensome taxes and regulations, discouraging the creativity to start small businesses. And when small businesses create 75% of the jobs in this state, imposing the new LLC tax is taking New Hampshire down the road to extinction. Looking at the past 3 budgets, we find that there are 87 new or increased taxes and fees. The majority of those came from the last budgetary cycle. Interestingly, almost half of those were legislatively imposed, and Governor Lynch had the ability to veto every one of them, and he did not. Let me ask you one question. How many of you own more than one vehicle? Well, guess what? Today, when you go down to register your car, you will pay a surcharge on every car or truck that you own to the amount of $30 to $75 per vehicle. We're witnessing the government takeover of your wallet. There's a distinct difference in how elected officials view the role of government. We have on the one side the current administration that believes that government has the role and the responsibility to take or to govern and tell you everything that you are supposed to do from cradle to grave. On the other side, we have those people who believe that government is limited and that the people make those decisions, and that the government should only perform those tasks that are provided for in the state constitution.